I grew up in Tucson in the early 1980s. To be honest, I wasn't exactly on the straight and narrow. Ran with some rough kids. A couple of my buddies ended up behind bars, and a few never made it past their 20s. But the ones who got out before it was too late, those were the people I respected the most. The ones who said, "No more," before our lifestyle pulled them under for good. I finally decided I needed a way out too. Since driving was what I did best, I applied for a job at a local cab company. It let me make a living while cruising around the city I knew like the back of my hand. By 1991, I was 24 and had been driving fares all over Tucson for nearly 2 years. Most nights were routine. Some were wild. Every now and then, I got a real character in the back seat. One time, this scrawny guy with a voice like gravel flags me down. Turns out, he was a local legend from a biker gang. When I asked why he wasn't on his ride, he looked me dead in the mirror and goes, "Because I've had 12 beers, 4 shots, and I'm too old to spend the night in jail." We both laughed hard. Guy tipped me a 20 and told me to keep my nose clean. But not every passenger was like that. Some of them were the type that made you wish you just kept on driving. One night in particular still haunts me. August 2nd, 1991. About 8:30 p.m. The sun had just dipped below the mountains, and I was cruising down Speedway, getting ready to turn onto Grant Road, heading downtown. Friday night. Always busy. That's when I saw her. A girl on the side of the road, thumbing for a ride. Looked young, early 20s maybe, standing under a flickering streetlight. Hitchhiking at that hour in Tucson? Not smart. Fridays brought out the weirdos. So, I pulled over, honked the horn. She came to my window before I could ask anything and said, "I don't have money. I just really need a ride." Her voice was shaking. I could tell she'd been crying. Something in me couldn't just leave her there. So, I told her to hop in. Said it was on me. "Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much," she said, almost breaking into tears again. She got in the back, clutching a suitcase, and told me she needed to get to the airport. I introduced myself and asked for her name. She hesitated, then mumbled something I didn't quite catch. I asked if she was okay, even though I knew she wasn't. Turns out she'd just left her boyfriend. 3 years together. Said she was flying to stay with her grandparents in Georgia. Their relationship had started out great. He supported her emotionally and financially. But when she couldn't find work after college, things turned. He got cold. Mean. Controlling. She said the fights became constant. The last one was different. It escalated. He threw some of her things around, and then it turned violent. She bolted, suitcase in hand. As she talked, I felt this surge of sympathy. My own old man used to beat on my mom before he disappeared, so I understood what she meant. "You okay? Need to stop at a hospital or something first?" I asked. "No. He didn't really hurt me," she replied. "Want me to call the cops?" "No," she said, too quickly. That was the first red flag. I tried to convince her to report it. Even if she didn't want to press charges, it should at least be documented. "I just want to leave," she insisted. I started wondering if maybe she hit him back and didn't want to explain that to the cops. "They won't see it that way," she said, then snapped. "Just take me to the airport. I'm begging you." Her desperation made me back off. But still, I couldn't shake the feeling something was really off. "Miss, if you did something bad, I gotta let you out of the cab. Otherwise, I'm an accessory." No answer. Then I heard a click from the back seat. That unmistakable metallic sound of a gun being cocked. I looked in the mirror. She had a handgun in her lap. "Just drive," she said, voice cracking. "I don't want to hurt you. Please." Just get me out of here. I shut my mouth. Heart pounding. I just drove. We reached the airport. She told me to pull over before the drop-off and turn off the engine. Then she said, "Give me your keys." I tried to reason with her. "I need those to make a living. Please." That's when she leaned forward and pressed the muzzle of that gun hard against the side of my head. "Keys. Now." I gave them to her. She climbed out, dragged her suitcase behind her, and walked toward the terminal. I sat frozen until she disappeared into the crowd. Then I bolted to the payphones and called 911, looking over my shoulder the whole time. Cops came quick, but she was already gone. First flight out, probably ditched the gun somewhere in the terminal. My cab company had to tow the car back and rekey the ignition. But I got out with my life. I still wonder what really happened in that apartment. If someone bled out on a kitchen floor that night. Or if maybe, just maybe, she really was the victim of something awful and made one terrible choice too many. Either way, I never picked up another hitchhiker again.